despite that, today you have given your family a special gift. They're able to see that the struggle was not in vain. They see that they can continue to support you on your path to development, productivity, and self-discovery. I would like to thank all the believers, to the people in this room who never gave up hope, people like my mom, Shernette Keynes, who, when she was told that her sons will end up in casemates, her sons were told that they would not be anything, when she was told that her boys were destined for trouble, she believed in us before we could believe in ourselves. Mothers, fathers, you established a foundation of hope. Sometimes you are the only thing that stands between I can't and despair. You cradle in your bosom an unrealized dream, and you incubate that dream. Those who never gave up on these 60 young people, we say thank you. To the teachers who bleed into our children every day, who come to work, who deal with the good, the bad, and yes, the ugly, we say thank you. Sacrifice and hard work builds the foundation of our community. Oftentimes, our community gives you much of the blame, but none of the credit. Today, we have simply come as family and friends to say thank you.
Ray and I wrote a book, and at 43 years old, we now recognize a few things. And success is not a destination, it's a journey. Everyone's journey is different, and our personal journeys shape who we are. How we act and react in this intimate path in life will determine not only our success, but the success of our children and our children's children. We must be committed to our own experience, graduates, and no one else's. We must establish our own personal standard, a standard that will not be compromised. We must create a model for the future we want for ourselves. Here's just a few things Wayne and I have learned, creating a positive path to the future. One of the first things we learned, graduates, is find your purpose. Find your purpose. There's a story about a man, and his name is Mohammed Bouazizi. And Mohammed Bouazizi, he was a fruit vendor from Tunisia. And every day he went out and he simply did one thing, and he sold fruit. Now this was important because he was 17 years old and he had 5 brothers and sisters who actually depended on him. They depended on a graduate because his father died. And every single day he would go out to the city center to sell his fruit. And every day there was this one particular lady who would harass him. Now her job was to ensure that everyone had a pass that made sure that they could actually sell the fruit. He could not afford one. So on this specific day, the lady came and asked him for his certificate, and he did not have it. She turned over his card and slapped him in the face. Mohammed Bouazizi, dejected and upset, did something we don't ever think. We actually think it's very dangerous and very unwise. He went into the city center and set himself on fire. He was burned 90% of his body. Now we should note that during this time in his country, They had an autocratic leader, or there's one man who made the decision for the country. And they thought that the best way forward was democracy, or every man having the right to choose their own destiny. Something strange happened. When he went into the hospital on December 15, 2010, he did not know that there became a movement in Tunisia. Everyone got together and they started to revolt. They started to march. They started to protest. Unfortunately, on January 15, 2011, Mohab Bo-Hasisi died. But his life had purpose. 2 weeks after he died, they overthrew the leader of the day and they instituted a democratic leadership. That one man's bold act sparked what is now known as the Arab Spring in that region. And we saw countries like Egypt look for democracy because of one man having purpose. When you're looking for a purpose, there are 3 questions that you need to ask yourself, Bradford. Who I am, or who am I? That is a personal introspective. What am I called to do? What have I been put on the planet to do? And the next question you ask is, what am I called to do with my community together? What can I do with my community to change the world?
The next thing we'd like to talk to you about is finding your passion. What is passion? Passion is a force which infuses your life with a deep meaning and a joy. Passion catches your attention and it breeds commitment. It breeds determination. It causes us to act. Passion makes people want to lead bigger, live richer lives, live more dynamic lives. Passion is like a fire that burns deep inside. Passion enables us to go places where others are afraid to go, to do things that others are afraid to do, be the kind of people that others are afraid to be. Passion drives us to dream the impossible. Graduates of Clearwater, find your passion. Follow it. Know that you will not find your passion in things or in money. There will be always people with more money and more things, but that will lead to a life that is unfulfilled. Your passion should come from things that fuel your imagination, that make you want to get up in the morning, make you want to succeed more than you want to breathe. That's passion. What you think about, what drives you, that is passion. If you get up every morning and all you can think about is how to fix a car, or how that engine works, or how that sewing machine works, how to solve mathematical problems, how to write the story, those are the things that fuel you, and that is called passion. A man's passion, a woman's passion drives their ambition. It fuels their success. Ray and I are talking about passion.
The next thing you must have is goals. Set goals. Your goals should give your purpose and your passion direction. It's like a car. Your goals are the engine and the steering wheel that drives your passion and your purpose to your destination. Goals should be smart, specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely. You should establish short-term goals. They should be attained in 6 weeks to 6 months. Mid-range goals between 3 and 5 years, and long-term goals. You must establish a plan or roadmap for your success. Establish goals. My favorite one is grind. Grind, grind, grind. There is no substitute for hard work. In a culture where dinner is a stuff and ice cream and lunch is a Lunchable, and dinner is a hot pocket in a microwave, where relationships start with a WhatsApp message and end in a text message. When a man can stand on a corner at night and earn $500, it's easy to do that than to spend to make $12 an hour working at a security company. We're living in a country where you can get $30,000 to buy a car, but that same lending institution will not give you $30,000 to get your education. That same lending institution will find it difficult for them to give you opportunity to invest. Where that same lending institution will give you a difficult time to start an entrepreneurial business. Any success that you attain will be 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration. You must be committed to working hard. When your peers and your friends and your ace girls and ace boys are sleeping, you have to be up grinding. I am reminded of a quote by Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. The heights, and my mother would say this to my sister, my brothers, and I every morning. The heights of great men reached and kept were not attained by sudden flight, but they, while their companions slept, were upward soaring through the night. Listen to me. Nothing in life comes easy. Anything that comes easily, oftentimes, is not valued. Hard work creates an appreciation for sacrifice. Sacrifice builds character, and character is the foundation of a strong and a powerful individual. Now we see what we call an entitled generation. They want everything now. Everything handed to them on a golden platter. They have very little appreciation for their forefathers, for their mom and dad working 2 jobs to keep them in the clothing. They have very little appreciation for the civic, social, and political organizations that have worked to give them everything that they have. They take everything in our country and our culture for granted. What does this do? This creates self-centered individuals. A self-centered culture that only focuses on the individual in the mirror. Parents, we have focused on giving our children everything. I talked to a mom and she told me how she's sacrificing for her son because she wants to make sure he has everything that she didn't have. Well, here's the thought. Give him some of the things that you did have. Honor, integrity, hard work. For 5 seconds. Here we have a country where our people are struggling to make ends meet. You hear mothers and fathers lamenting how they are unable to save and provide for their children, for the next generation. But no, when we see our children, we see young men with $250 pair of Jordans. And we wonder why at 16, mothers are struggling to make ends meet. They are going now not for a loan for the next year's college. They're taking out a $5,000 loan to pay for bikes for children that will only be in Bermuda for 1 year. We see people struggling in Bermuda to make our ends meet. And then you look on the car, we're spending $5,000 on rims for our $60,000 cars that have very little value. $70,000 on a Jeep that depreciates almost half the minute you take it out of the store. And you sit there wondering why our young people do not have passion, and when they can't find a purpose, it is our responsibility to make some our children understand what sacrifice, honor, and integrity. Young people, you must be ready to work, to grind. If you give an honest day's work, expect an honest day's pay. Don't expect, English teachers, I'm sorry, nobody can give you nothing. Brothers, my grandmother had a saying that said, show me your company and I'll tell you who you are. The best way I can actually tell you this is by a story. And I'm a story guy, as you can see, he's the preacher, I'm the story guy. Reverend Dr. Cage, hallelujah! Glory to God. There was a hen, and the hen had a basket, not like Mama T, but it was 5 eggs that she had. And she sat on those eggs because she wanted the chickens to hatch. And one day as she got off of her eggs, she noticed in the corner a very unusually large egg. To be the mother that she is then, she actually got that lone gray egg and she swooped it under her chest. And that little egg hatched. Now, interestingly enough, it was 5 chicks and 1 eagle. The eagle walked like a chicken. It talked like a chicken. It ate like a chicken because it was hanging with chickens. Now, every time people saw this eagle, it was saying to the eagle, hey, you're an eagle. And he would say, no, I'm not. I'm a chicken.